If you're over 60 and you've started telling yourself that poor sleep is just part of getting older, I want to challenge that gently, because it isn't the whole story. Sleep does genuinely change with age, but a great deal of what people blame on aging isn't aging at all. It's a handful of ordinary evening habits, things most of us do without a second thought, that quietly work against us every night. Today, 6 of them, counting down. And I'll tell you now, the number one habit is something almost everyone does when they can't sleep, and it's the single thing making it worse. It's the opposite of what your instincts say. Stay with me to the end. I'm William. Every week I take the research from sleep science and translate it into plain, practical language, especially for those of us over 60. No hype, nothing to sell. Sources are linked below. And a quick request. In the comments, tell me your age and what time you usually wake in the night. I read every one and it shapes what I cover next. 60 seconds on what's actually happening. Then all 6 will make sense. 3 things change with age. Melatonin drops. That's the hormone signaling, it's night, and by your 70s your body makes a fraction of what it made at 30. The signal gets quieter. Deep sleep shrinks. Slow wave sleep, the physically restorative stage, declines substantially, so you spend more of the night in lighter sleep and you're far easier to wake. And your internal clock drifts earlier, which is why so many people over 60 get sleepy at 8 and find themselves wide awake at 4. Here's why that matters. Because your sleep is lighter and your signals are quieter, the small things matter far more than they used to. A habit a 30-year-old gets away with will wreck your night at 70. That's not weakness, it's just the new math. Habit number 6. Falling asleep in front of the television. It's one of the most common evening routines there is, and it feels harmless, even soothing. But 2 things work against you. First, the light. Even ordinary room light in the evening suppresses melatonin, and your signal is already quieter than it used to be. Second, and more importantly, the sound. Your brain doesn't stop processing audio when you drift off. Dialogue, sudden music, a loud commercial. Each one pulls you up out of deeper sleep. You may never fully wake, so you don't remember it. You just wake in the morning feeling like you never really rested. There's a third problem, too. Dozing off in the recliner at 9 and going to bed at 11 means you've already spent your strongest sleep pressure on the couch. Here's what to do instead. If the TV is company in a quiet house, that's completely understandable. But set a sleep timer and try to fall asleep in the bed rather than the chair. The golden detail. If silence feels too empty, don't go from the TV to nothing. Swap it for something with no story and no surprises. Steady rain, a fan, soft instrumental music. It's the changing sound that pulls your brain up. Steady sound doesn't. Habit number 5. The evening drink to help you sleep. Let me be fair, because this one is genuinely misunderstood. A drink before bed absolutely does help you fall asleep faster. That's true, and it's why the habit sticks. But here's what happens next. As your body processes the alcohol over the following hours, there's a rebound effect. Your sleep becomes fragmented and much lighter in the second half of the night. Alcohol also suppresses REM sleep, and it relaxes the muscles of your airway, which worsens snoring. So you fall asleep quickly, then wake at 2 or 3 wide awake, wondering why. That's not random, that's the drink wearing off. Here's what to do instead. You don't have to give up a drink you enjoy. Move it earlier, with dinner rather than at bedtime, and leave roughly 3 hours before lights out. The golden detail. After 60, your body processes alcohol more slowly than at 40. The same glass stays in your system longer. So if a nightcap never used to bother you, that's not your imagination. The drink didn't change. Your body did. Quick pause. If this is useful, hit subscribe and turn on the bell. Every week I share clear, science-backed health information for people over 60. And if someone you love is lying awake at 3 in the morning, send them this video. Habit number 4. the long or late afternoon nap. Let me be clear. Napping is not the enemy. A short nap can be genuinely good for you. The problem is length and timing. All day you build up what researchers call sleep pressure. The longer you're awake, the stronger your drive to sleep. A nap releases that pressure. A short one releases a little. A 90-minute nap at 4 in the afternoon releases most of it. Then you get into bed at 10 and wonder why you're staring at the ceiling. You already spent tonight's sleepiness this afternoon. The other issue is depth. Nap much beyond half an hour and you drop into deep sleep, which is why you wake groggy rather than refreshed. Here's what to do instead. Keep naps to 20 or 30 minutes before 3 in the afternoon. Set an alarm. That's the whole trick. The golden detail. If you need a long nap most days just to function, pay attention to that. It usually means the night's sleep isn't doing its job, a conversation for your doctor, rather than something to keep patching over each afternoon. Habit number 3. Doing most of your drinking in the evening. This one is delicate because staying hydrated genuinely matters after 62. I've said so on this channel before. So this isn't about drinking less. It's about drinking earlier. As we age, the kidneys shift more of their fluid processing toward the night, and the bladder holds less than it used to. The same glass of water that caused a 30-year-old no trouble will have you up at 2 in the morning. And here's what people underestimate. It's usually not the trip to the bathroom that ruins the night. It's that once you're back in bed, you're awake, and falling back asleep at 70 is much harder than it was at 40. Here's what to do instead. Front-load your fluids, most of what you need in the morning and afternoon, tapering off 2 to 3 hours before bed. Same total, different timing. The golden detail. Keep that bathroom trip as dark as you safely can. A bright overhead light at 2 in the morning tells your brain the day has started. A dim, warm nightlight along the route protects both your sleep and your footing. Habit number 2. Going to bed and getting up at wildly different times. This one hides in plain sight, especially after retirement. With no alarm and no schedule, bedtime drifts. 10 o'clock one night, midnight the next, then 8 in the evening because you're exhausted. It feels like freedom, and your body reads it as chaos. Your internal clock isn't set by the calendar, it's set by repetition. When you sleep and rise at consistent times, your body prepares in advance, lowering your temperature, releasing melatonin, winding you down before you even reach the bedroom. When the times keep changing, that preparation never starts. You arrive in bed and ask your body to sleep on command, with no runway. And here's what surprises people. Your wake time matters more than your bedtime. A consistent morning wake-up anchors the whole clock. Here's what to do instead. Pick a wake time and hold it. Weekends included, within about half an hour. Let bedtime settle in behind it. The golden detail. Anchor that wake time with light. Get outside or sit by a bright window within an hour of waking. Morning light is the strongest signal your clock has, and after 60, when your own melatonin signal is quieter, it does more of the work. Your night starts with your morning. And here's number 1, the one almost everyone does, and the one that makes everything worse. Lying in bed, awake, trying to force yourself to sleep. You wake at 3. You look at the clock. You tell yourself you have to get back to sleep, and you lie there for an hour, maybe 2, more frustrated with every minute. It feels like the responsible thing to do. But here's what's actually happening. Your brain is an association machine. Spend hours lying in bed, awake and frustrated, and it quietly learns a new connection. Bed means being awake and anxious. Night after night, the bedroom itself becomes a trigger for alertness. People reach the point where they're drowsy on the sofa and wide awake the moment their head hits the pillow. That's not bad luck. It's a learned association, built by lying there. The other half is effort. Sleep is one of the only things in life that runs away from trying. The harder you push, the more alert you get. Frustration raises stress hormones, and stress hormones are the opposite of sleep. Here's what to do instead, and I know it sounds backwards. If you've been awake roughly 20 minutes and sleep isn't coming, get up, leave the bedroom, sit somewhere in dim light, and do something quiet and dull. Read something undemanding. Listen to soft music. No bright lights, no screens, no news. When you feel genuinely sleepy, go back. Still awake 20 minutes later? Get up again. It feels wrong the first few nights, but it's one of the best supported behavioral techniques in sleep research, and it breaks the bad association and rebuilds the right one. Bed is for sleeping. The golden detail. Turn the clock around. It's one of the simplest changes you can make, because every glance triggers the same arithmetic, only 4 hours left. And that calculation is pure adrenaline. You can't make yourself sleep, but you can stop doing the one thing guaranteed to keep you awake. Before we recap, one important note. Everything in this video is about habits. And habits are where most sleep problems live. But not all of them. If you snore loudly, if you've been told you stop breathing or gasp in your sleep, if you wake with headaches or you're exhausted all day no matter how long you were in bed, bring that to your doctor. Sleep apnea is common after 60, frequently missed, and very treatable. No amount of good sleep hygiene fixes it. Same goes for insomnia lasting months or restless crawling sensations in your legs at night. These are for a doctor, not to push through alone. And if you already take something to help you sleep, prescription or over-the-counter, don't stop it on your own because of this video. Talk to the person who prescribed it. I'm not a doctor, and nothing here is medical advice. 6 habits, 6 small changes. 6. The TV. Use a sleep timer, steady sound, not changing sound. 5. The nightcap. Keep the drink, move it 3 hours earlier. 4. Naps, 20 to 30 minutes before 3 in the afternoon. 3. Evening fluids, same amount, front-loaded earlier. 2. An inconsistent schedule. Anchor your wake time and get light in your eyes early. 1. Lying in bed awake. After 20 minutes, get up, sit in dim light, go back when you're sleepy. Notice what none of these require. No prescription, no supplement, no gadget. Let me close with something honest. If you've been sleeping badly for a long time, I know how discouraging it gets and how easy it is to decide this is simply what getting older feels like. But poor sleep isn't only about being tired the next day. Sleep is when your body repairs itself, when your brain sorts the day, when your mood resets. Protecting it is one of the highest value things you can do at this stage of life. And here's the encouraging part. You don't have to fix all 6. Pick the one that made you nod. Change just that, and give it 2 weeks. Sleep habits take time to reteach the body, so don't judge it after one night. Your sleep is not beyond your reach. It's mostly built out of small, ordinary decisions made in the last few hours of the day. And those are yours. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. And tell me in the comments, which of these 6 are you changing first? I read every single one. Take good care of yourself because you are worth the effort.